Welcome back, baseball fans. This is a final look at the 1969 box before we put it away and move on to the next three boxes for the Carryover League, 70, 71, and 72. We have looked at each of the teams' protected players, if they have any available, and who they might select from that group. We've also identified a list of unprotected players who are in their final year and are encouraged, if possible, to sign so they can get that 1 year left and push talent into the future. We are also aware of a large quantity of nameless player cards that had to be added to get to a 640 card draft, which leaves one more second to take a peek at, and then we will have looked at all the cards necessary for the Carryover League. And that is remaining unprotected players who have more time left than those other guys we looked at who were near the end of the rope. So these chances are these guys are going to be better. This chunk here is hitters, and this is pitchers. We're going to take a peek at them. I've already looked through, and if a player in this list has a better future card, I turned it over so as to remind myself not to select that person in this draft, should it come to that. So these are sorted by positions, left-handed and right-handed. So let's take a peek and see what we got. So here's Jim French, a catcher with a -1 arm, but that's left-handed, and gives you on-base percentage, and not much else. Well, he's left-handed, has a -1 arm, and gives you on-base percentage. Tom Satriano, kind of the same kind of thing, kind of a poor man's version of Jim French, but he can play first and third, or first and second even. Clay Dalrymple. Now we've got some pop here, and a +2 arm. Not much to offer. Paul Casanova, -2 arm catcher, but was not protected by its team. I wonder which team that was. It was the Senators or Texas Rangers. Well, that's because the Texas Rangers had Jim Sundberg, so they had no reason to protect him thus far, but Sundberg will be gone. So the Rangers can find this guy if they want his ability to play against lefties and have an arm, but anybody can sign him. Next player is Jeff Torborg, and the reason he's upside down here is because I found out there's a better Jeff Torborg card in one of the future years. Russ Gibson hits lefties well with a 0 arm. Hit .251 in 267 at-bats. Jerry May, another 0-armed catcher. So as long as I got 0 arms or better, that would be helpful to most teams. And nice power. Both sides. Probably at 244, something like that. 232. Chris Cannizzaro. The funny part about it is he went to the All-Star game this year for the Padres, though he probably shouldn't have since he hit 220. Buck Martinez. This is his only card of this era, and you may just want to wait until he gets his career together. Ali Rodriguez is normally an on-base machine. The fact that he hasn't been turned over, indicating that there's not a better card in 70, 71, or 72, means they're all probably about the same. You want him against lefties, and that's about it. Joe Askew, another catcher, and now we're getting to guys who are probably not going to be in the league. John Bateman has a better future. Tom Egan has a better future. Sometimes the better future might be arm. Larry Haney, a catcher versus lefties, but a +2 arm. Ken Rudolph, a lot of on-base. This is like a Colorado Rocky kind of player. Homers, walks, strikeouts, +2 arm. Don Bryant, yeah, not much there. And now we move to first base. First baseman Tommy McGraw. He can field okay, he can play the outfield if needed. He doesn't have power, which is a little disturbing there. To get him into the league, I don't think so. Willie Smith, on the other hand, here has plenty of power and walks. And I could see him getting into the league in a platoon as a 4'10" first baseman. 246 with 9 homers on 195 at-bats. That prorates to 30 home runs for a full year. He needs a buddy to platoon with who can field. That'd be nice. Bob Berta, he's actually not even he should have been pulled out because he's on the St. Louis Cardinals. Dalton Jones, first, second, and third, just not enough really, except for versatility. Danny Cater will hit 300 on a year that he'll play for the Yankees, which will entice the Red Sox to trade Sparky Lyle for him. Tommy Aaron, that's okay against righties. Oh, he can field. Weird though. Good defense at first base. It can hit. Yeah, but if he was left-handed, that'd be great. Len Bomer. And if he had power, that'd be better. Steve Huntz has got a better career. Now we're getting into second base. How about a left-handed second baseman who's a 2 who could also play short and third? Doesn't hit very well, but he's got some defense and flexibility. He could get into the league as a left-handed middle infielder and play all 3 infield positions. So you say, well, this guy doesn't seem very good. I was like, yeah, but flexibility is very important in the Carryover League when you only have a 20-man roster. Jerry Adair, a second baseman. He has starting potential. Hits righties better than lefties for a right-hander, which is actually okay. He had 432 at-bats. I think he might get into the league. Gary Sutherland, his twin brother, but he can also play shortstop in the outfield as a B, hit and runner, and A bunter. So Sutherland has a really good chance of getting into this. Bobby Canoop, if you strictly want defense, it's the best one yet, 2E16. Gus Gill, probably not. Bob Feifel has a nice batting average against lefties. If he could play short, that'd be helpful. Second, third, and short. You want to play all 3 if you can. Bill Mazeroski, the best defense yet, 2E11. His career's near the end. He's got an injury on 10 here. Second baseman against lefties, possibility. Tim Cullen has a better future. Bobby Floyd, and we're getting near the bottom of the position. Okay, now we're going to move to third base. Van Kelly, left-handed third baseman, but kind of bleh. I mean, that 267 hitter, 244 hitter. Yeah. Darrell Evans, we know, has a better future. Kevin Collins will have a better future. Bob Aspromonte, versatile. He's versatile. That's about it. Mike Shannon, near the end of his St. Louis career here, right? Full season. Whoop. Hit 254 in a full season with 12 home runs. That could get him in the league. One final year. Rick Rennick. Interesting player. Not enough defense. Versatile. Has a lot of power both ways. Possibility. Paul Shaw. Now, we definitely know he has a better card in the future for Kansas City. Before Brett gets to Kansas City. Max Alvis. Good defense, though. If it was flipped, right-handed, if he hit better, whatever. Rich Rollins. Nah. When you look at these cards, you only need 64 of these cards from this box we've seen to get into the league. But the more you look at it, there is definite concern of some cards that are clearly inferior to the cards we've been seeing once we introduced the... here's young Darrell Chaney, not quite ready for prime time, in the previous Carryover League. Here's Al Weiss, plenty of defense. A rare 2 at all 3 infield positions. That should just get him in the league for that. Can hit lefties okay. Is he a Met? Yes, he's a Met. So the Mets on a World Series run, if it's the 20th guy on the team and they need a backup infielder, then just go get your own guy, Al Weiss. Euler, a 2 at short with power against lefties. So that could get into the league. Rich Morales. Sorry, Rich. Gil Gerardo. It's a 321. But we've seen a couple of 2s that would edge him out. Eddie Leone. Jerry Devannon. Leon McFadden. Now we're getting to the bottom. Jim Stewart. Yeah. Switch hitting outfielder who doesn't bring a whole lot. Shine Bloom. Now we're into the outfield. We're in the left fielders now. Probably one-way platoon guys. Gary Geiger didn't have power or much stealing. Now, once you get into the corner out position, you really need to get some pop or it's not worth the trouble. Gabrielson, you got to give me homers. You got to give me more than that. Jimmy Hall. All right, now Jimmy Hall, I hate the 1 2, the 7. He's a B and he's a 315. At least he's got power. He's the best one we've seen thus far, and that's not saying much. Ed Stroud. Interesting card. Got the old triple and 7 there. That's interesting. Dave Marshall in the future. Frank Baker, the outfielder, not to be confused with Frank Baker, the utility infielder of the Orioles. And this Frank Baker can't field, but at least he has power. Probably not. Joe LaHood will have a better year. Russ Snyder, he's got range. Again, these guys don't have power. I mean, for a corner outfielder, you have to have power. Gates Brown, he'll have a great year in 71. Charlie Manuel. Now we're getting to the bottom of this era. Joe Keogh. Bill Robinson's not ready for prime time. Steve Whitaker. He's got some home runs here. Check out the home runs. Let's go see what we got here. We got 6 homers and 116 at-bats and a 250 batting average. Very interesting. So this is one of those cards that flies under the radar and you think, this guy's got to stink. And then you count the home runs up both ways and it's like, well, you know, you could get in the league. Plenty of power there. Jim Beauchamp. Ooh, +5 arm. Not much against lefties, all right. Bob Allison. Now here we go. We got some power against lefties at least. He had a long career with the Twins, I believe, right? Yeah. But he was near the end of the line. Tommy Reynolds. Not much. Buddy Bradford against lefties. Now we're talking about a center fielder with a -2 arm who could hit lefties. That's nice. That could get into the league. That's okay. Mike Lum. Never really did much offensively. He's a -2 E3 though. Great defense. Again, he doesn't have power. It really hurts his chances. Al Spangler, no. Dave May. He'll be better. And that's it. And then we're back to Jim French. So now we'll take a peek at the pitchers. Okay, now the pitchers. And here we go. Same criteria. I believe lefties come before righties, and the cards that are flipped over have better futures. So we have Barry Moore, a starter 6 with a 4.30 ERA. This is about what you expect. Maybe because he's left-handed, it always makes him, you know, if all left-handed pitchers are always going to have a chance. George Burnett, deceptive card because he's worse against lefties, but that's a lot of home runs to give up for a 4.45 ERA. Ron Bryant will win 24 games for the Giants in the future, so definitely not him. Clyde Wright will become a very good pitcher for the Angels and Rangers, I believe, in the 70s. Here we have Larry Jaster. That's a ton of extra base hits on both sides of the card. And a 5.49 ERA. Jerry Arrigo. Well, you got a lot of walks. Don't have too many extra base hits against righties. You have double, you have single walk. I mean, again, a team desperate for a left-hander might take the guy, the 4.15 ERA. Bill McCool. He also doesn't give up homers to righties. A lot of walks. Jim Harden from the famous Baltimore rotation. This is Jim Harden of the 69 Orioles. Spot starter. And you can tell not a good one. Okay. Dean Chance. This one's all right. Starter 6, number 105, single. They both fly out the rest. It's got a shot. 2.97 ERA. I would say yeah. You know, his weaknesses against lefties, but they're all going to have certain weaknesses. So I think this Dean Chance gets into the league. Fred Lasher. I like the outs against righties there. Another out there. Too many walks against the lefties. Tom Timmerman will have a good year in 72, I believe. Jim Britton. Well, I like 1-2, 1-8, 1-2, all outs. 1-5, fly ball. Betches inning pitch, yeah. So 88 innings pitched, 69 hits, but plenty of walks for the Braves. So it's possible. It is possible for this guy. Bobby Bolin. You know, just a guy. 444 ERA. Claude Ramon, slightly better in 70, I believe, for the Expos. That's why he's turned over. Stan Bonson has a long career coming up, and he'll be better. So don't take him now. Jack Baldwin. As a reliever who gets righties out, he might be okay, and don't expose him to lefties. Gary Ross. You can wait all the way to 1976 when he goes on in the rotation. That's a long time to wait between then and 1969 for a guy who with a 4.34 ERA. Just okay. Not too bad. No, Homer 111 and no homers against righties is nice. They called him John Billingham, but it's Jack Billingham, and he was with the Astros. But we know him to be on the Reds later in the 70s. All right, Ray Jarvis, no, that's just too many on bases. Jim Lonborg, we know he has a good career coming up. Mike Wiegner, 4.39 ERA. Marty Patton, yeah, actually, he bounced around baseball from Seattle, Milwaukee, Kansas City. I think he was with Boston as well. Really strange. He'll have a better future. Tony Cloninger has better years with the Reds coming up. So here we see the restraint is needed to not take these guys and just wait. Fred Gladding, don't take these guys, just wait. Horacio Pena. Mike Marshall, of course, we're not quite to that Cy Young year he had with the Dodgers when he threw 200 innings out of the bullpen. Cal Kuntz. All right, we're getting near the end here. Yeah, Lowell Palmer. Okay. 5.20 ERA. Pedro Bourboin will do better with the Reds later. Billy Champion. Steve Keeley. I thought Steve Keeley might be on the... I thought he was on the Twins already. I'm going to double check that one. Rich Robertson. Joe Sparma. And that will do it. That's the way we'll go out. Well, I think there's 64 guys in this entire box. That's it's a lot of cards. There's between 300 and 400 cards in this box, and I got to find 64 cards to get in my carryover league without penalizing future drafts. So, replacing 240 1984 players whose careers have abruptly stopped is not something that can be fixed in one off season. It'll probably take a couple off seasons to get the talent back to where it was last summer. So that's it. We're going to put a close on the 1969 box. When we resume with this series, we'll open up the 1970 box. We'll see you then.